Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today with our March 2024 Quilt Block of the Month. This is another fun pattern in a 16-inch finished and an 8-inch finished, and so I'm going to just kind of walk you through everything, talk a little bit more about our Block of the Month program here for those of you who are new or just joining in, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm just going to point out a few things. First of all, you'll notice by looking at our January block and our March block that they are really similar. In January though, we did have these pieced flying geese in this center section, and this time we just have regular flying geese units, so that's a little bit more simple. In January we had just a square here, but now we have half square triangles. So the January and the March blocks are pretty similar, but I feel like this one is more simple. So it kind of gives you a break because I'm just going to let you know that the April block has a little bit more to it. So I tried to do that when I designed the quilts. I know a lot of quilters who follow along with these Block of the Months are beginners, and some are more advanced, and so I try to vary the blocks. So anyway, next month's block has a lot more to it than this month's block, so it's just kind of giving you a little bit of a break. And then you'll also see the large block, and again, just the outer flying geese, inner flying geese, and then 2 half square triangles and 2 squares. So it goes together really easily. I want to let you know too, I know that some of you are doing all of your outer flying geese the same color, and that's fine. That's a great way to do this quilt, and the directions are on the January pattern if you want to do that for all of them. And in fact, you do need to go to the January pattern each month to make these if you don't make them all at the beginning. I am actually following along with the way I laid out the quilt on my computer for my large flying geese. So if you make them like I'm making my large blocks and you lay them in order in the quilt, they will be very balanced. So I'll tell you that. Now for my small blocks, I'm kind of doing my own thing. I didn't digitize my small block quilt, but I am, you know, if you are following along and using the same prints that I'm using, or even if it's not the same print, if you use a similar color, the colors will balance throughout the quilt. I'll show you the pressing. It's going to be a little bit different for my large block and my small block, so I'm going to show both. But basically really simple. Flying geese rows are pressed toward the squares. The half square triangles are pressed toward the solid squares. Half square triangles were pressed open. I did flip that little corner in the middle, and then the side flying geese go into the 4 patch in the center, and then these outer rows go out, and you can see how everything else is pressed here. Now the small block, there are always smaller pieces, so I did want to show you that I pressed these rows open in between the center and the flying geese and the top and bottom rows as well. There's so much bulk in here with the smaller block that I did go ahead and press those open. And another thing I wanted to mention was that if you're kind of doing your own thing with all of these outer corners, I'm actually going to have a little coloring page this month that you can download, that it doesn't give away what the inner blocks are going to be for the rest of the year, but it does have the outer flying geese units so that you can maybe color those in and kind of think about how you want to arrange those colors. I know there are a lot of people that really like to plan and organize, and I know also that a lot of people have emailed me and they are using their leftovers from my Block of the Month quilt and working on the Heart of the Home quilt along with American Patchwork and Quilting too. And so I've talked to a lot of you and told you that if you have a fat quarter bundle, of strawberry lemonade, you do have enough to make your quilts and sew along with that quilt along. You'll just need a whole lot of extra background and low volume for that other quilt. But the leftovers from your fat quarter bundle for this quilt, if you bought the whole fat quarter bundle, will help you to get a lot of those blocks done. In fact, probably all of those blocks, the print parts for the Heart of the Home quilt along. So that's it for the March 2024 Quilt Block of the Month. I hope you're enjoying making these blocks. I've received so many emails from many people who are kind of excited about the new bigger 16-inch block size and also the 8-inch block size as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.